Hello, good morning. It's a Sunday and today it's exciting because the circuit breaker has entered a new phase and now we can go and see our parents. So I'm actually going to go and take a walk to my mama's house. I'm quite excited to see both her and my bro, and we're going to be doing some filming today. The episode will talk a little bit more about why is it better to have two dogs than one. Where are you going today, Nala? Where are you going? Are you going somewhere? Close to noontime now, and I'm gonna quickly get my lunch sorted because I would like to make some sport in a couple of hours, and then I have prepared for the dogs. Mind you, if you don't have the stomach for this type of stuff, I have a baby quail here. Let me just show it to you in the light. It's a baby quail in a vacuum packed package, and they'll take about half an hour to eat this, so whilst I do my sport they can have this. Wow, Schwab is so sweet. He woke up early this morning to prepare snapper for me, so we're gonna have that for lunch. And I think these guys need to go for a pee. Sparrow, Nala, do you want to go out? Nala, sit. Shh. Nala. Oh, good boy, Sparrow. Stretch. Nala, can I clean your ears, Nala? Nala, can I clean your ears? So a lot of people get two dogs because they think that by adding one more dog into the picture, they may not need to put as much time on their first dog, which they cannot handle already. Well, it is a misunderstanding that by getting two dogs, your responsibility to pay attention to your first dog will ease. In fact, it is quite the opposite. You will have to pay double attention to both dogs, as no matter how many dogs there are in the pack, they will always look to their owners for attention, for love, and will compete amongst the other to have that. Like there is never a complete dog vlog day if you're not spending some time. I feel like a dog vlog involving a poodle would often involve some form of grooming. So I grew my own dog's nails and I use this grinder. I think it's called, that's a lot of leftover nails. I use a grinder called the Ferminator. I think this is the only grinder around, or well, it's the most popular one. And it makes a funny noise. Good job, Sparrow. Good job, Sparrow. Oh, good boy. Good boy, Sparrow. Oh, good job, Sparrow. Yeah, good boy, Sparrow. Good job, Sparrow. Good boy.
Oh, no. Where's that? Where's Sparrow? Where's Sparrow? Where's Sparrow? Oh yeah. Where's Sparrow? Sparrow!
Hey, Nala, no, Nala.
Sparrow!
Don't take this food. No, of course not.
But this time was a little bit also like pepper sauce, no?
Yeah, that was actually pretty good.
Good. That's what I want to hear. Come here. Where's Nala? Where's Nala? Nala? Where's Nala?
Nala's so weird when she's being picked up.
Come here. Sparrow, where are you? I know.
Nala, no, Nala. Good job. Sparrow, how's your penis smell? Oh, now down. Oh, so close. Nala, look at me. Good girl. Take it. Good job. Hey, no, I didn't say this.
The kleine Pfote, when you stay there.
Now that you made him so like energized, babe, how am I going to cut his nail? Sparrow's just getting now.
Oh, so long. Maybe you have to bring it downstairs. You have to just cut it. Bumpy.
Good job, Nala. Oh, Nala, good girl. What a job. What a great job, Nala. Good boy, Sparrow. Good job, Nala. Oh, Nala, such a good job. Oh, such a good job. So good now. Nala, come. Come here. Nala, are you ignoring me? Are you ignoring me? Oh. Different dogs also have a different set of needs. And for instance, in Sparrow's case, Sparrow is a very sensitive soul. So for Sparrow, who's more sensitive than Nala, there is a type of attention that I have to give to him, which is quite different from the attention that I would give to Nala. I have, with the two dogs, I have to be sensitive to each dog's needs and adjust myself accordingly. Example, when I'm playing with the both of them, Sparrow, he is not a happy camper if he doesn't retrieve the toy and send it back to me my way. So because he's got a smaller jaw, and of course Nala is a more powerful dog in terms of her bite force, usually in a game of retrieve, Sparrow loses. And you can see that Sparrow's upset by that. So for me, what I have to do to make sure that I'm still instilling confidence in Sparrow and giving him the sense of having won something and having achieved something, because retrieving is not just, I'm gonna just get the ball and bring it back, but it's part of their instinct behavior to go and catch their prey and bring it back. It's like a work for them as well. So in order to instill Sparrow's confidence to feel that he did a good job and that he won in the game, I actually have to play two different toys or two different balls, one for Sparrow, one for Nala, and I have to balance it out between each other and keep a tab on how Sparrow's feeling. But Nala is the opposite, because if Nala doesn't win, she doesn't give a sobby face. She actually waits till I work with Sparrow a couple of times and let him win, and she just waits for her turn. So she's less sensitive about jealousy and disappointment, you gotta pay attention to those cues and then work with your dog differently. So if you got 2 dogs, you gotta do it 2 times. Let's head out to the park. The other thing people a lot of times believe in is if you have 2 dogs, your dog is going to be less bored. That's not true. You'll probably have 2 dogs who are equally bored and 2 dogs that you'll have to entertain. Of course, they find entertainment between each other, but there's a lot of other things that they need to do, like to walk, to smell, to run, which requires us going out. That may entail some interaction with each other, but a lot of it is also interaction with the environment. So you have 2 dogs, you got 2 times. Nala, not there. Let's go. Not there, Nala. She used to always go upstairs and I would have to bring her down, and she struggled very hard to climb downstairs the first time. There's a really cute video of Sparrow trying to guide her down by nudging her, by going up and kind of leaning his body against hers and like coaxing her to come down. It's a really, really cute one. Right, Nala? Do you remember that, Nala? Do you remember you couldn't come downstairs? And until today, she has had such a habit to go upstairs again. Okay, Nala, come down. This workout that I'm doing, and I'm also happy that I can always take my dogs with me. They will sit with me patiently, even if it's for an hour, until the workout is done. So it's really nice to have them with me during my workouts. The other pair of dogs, the golden and the poodle, and obviously it is always better for a dog to have another companion. So this is not to say that they don't find companionship in each other. In fact, quite the opposite. These 2 really, really love each other, and they look out for each other. They find each other whenever the other one lags behind. So certainly it really does make a big difference to the dog to have a companion, but the point being that they're not a replacement for your attention. I mean, obviously Nala and Sparrow really, really love each other. Oh my god. And they really love each other, not just a little tiny bit, but a lot. I'm actually going to go and take a walk to my mama's house. I'm quite excited to see both her and my bro, and we're going to be doing some filming today. We're on a huge highway. This is called Huge Highway for Singapore. Singapore Autobahn. Nala, do you wish to see? Sparrow? You're driving, okay? So they're good. You've done 3.23 kilometers and 2 more kilometers to go. Nala's your friend, Nala. It's your friend. What's it with your friend? Yeah? What's it with your friend, Nala? It's your friend. It's your friend, Nala. Say hi. Look. Oh, it's just so Zeus. So Zeus there, look.
That took him a while.
No, he got it.
Yeah.
He got it because he turned around.
You got a smell, right?
Yeah, he did.
He was like, wait a minute.
Yeah, he got a sniff.
Hey, Sparrow.
The castle on the cloud.
Just shut up. No, can you see it?
Yeah, I can see. You mean this one here?
Yeah, that one.
That's the fort. Or the castle on the cloud. Slap on the face for 5-star.
This is soya
They were eating the cat.
ganjang chicken. This is mine.
How dare you eat Farita's cat? In a pancake form.
Okay. And then this is yours.
Wow.
But that looks good. Maybe I'll take this instead.
3, 2, 1. Fight Come back.
How many Sparrow?
Where's Amir, Sparrow? Go to Amir.
High five. Okay, no high five.
Very excited. So cute, no?
No.
What was your experience having getting a second dog?
Never got a second dog. What about you? You know what I mean?
No, as in like when
This
Nala
spoilers, right, Nala?
when Nala came into the picture, what do you think was
Come
the
into the
difference?
picture, Nala.
What do you think was the difference between the first and second dog?
The size of the dog is a big matter.
Okay, fine.
I was thinking to myself, wow, Nala was so big, you know. It's just so much more dog, so much more everything.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
Do you think it's so much more work having a second dog?
I think so. You?
Do you think that it's better for Sparrow though?
No, I think Sparrow didn't like it.
And now?
I think Sparrow still doesn't like it. I think
Really?
if Sparrow had a choice, he would choose life without Nala. Right, Nala?
No, no way.
I think so.
Okay, wait one second.
Or how about when you entered into Sparrow's life, remember? How you dominated his world? Remember you dominated his world, Nala?
Did you, Nala? Did you do that? Was that your job? Doesn't mean muscular means men, you know?
It means that girls can be muscular.
Shut up. You're such a bitch.
You're such a bitch, right, Nala?
You think Nala likes it?
No, I think she hates it. You?
She feels uncomfortable, right? Poor thing.
What was your experience getting a second dog?
Okay, well, I was the one that wanted the second dog, not Schweib. Definitely not Sparrow. And then when I got Nala, of course it was very hard for Sparrow in the beginning. He was very upset. He was hiding in his den. But as you can see now from here, he's obviously very, very attached to Nala.
Yeah, he's trying to hide in her den, you know what I'm saying?
Oh my god, is this for children? Parental guidance, PG. So the nice thing about having 2 dogs, really, number one is that you get to see a contrast of personalities in the way that you don't when you only have 1 dog. Why? Because though they say that certain breeds have certain temperaments, within the breed itself, the temperament between dog to dog, you know, it's within a very, very wide spectrum. Dogs are better. So having 2 dogs means you have contrast of characters. You start to understand your dog. You also start to understand your dog's feelings with respect to other dogs, and with respect to you, and with respect to food, and with respect to toys, which are all the key ingredients of their lives. And that's how you then decide how to work with your dog and how to improve your dog. So that's what I like about having 2 dogs. So Nala is very independent, and so that's very different from Sparrow. Sparrow sticks to us. Nala goes into different directions. She takes her turns. She goes into the alleyways, into the side streets. But
Sparrow likes to go into the side streets.
Sparrow, poor thing. Sparrow gets more humpy after eating because he got an energy boost.
Was that a new one?
Then, no, that's for all male dogs, I guess. Sparrow.
So my next question is, did you find...
Yeah.
Okay, my next question is, did you find that you were worried about favoring one over the other?
Yeah, very much so, because when Nala was a puppy, obviously I favored her more, because she just needed so much more attention and she needed to be trained. So all the time, every possible moment that I thought it was a trainable moment, I would train her and I would focus on her and I would get excited about her. So of course I left Sparrow behind, and Nala just got out of her puppy phase because she's just turned 1 in February. So she's a brand new adult, or actually young adult. So I definitely favored Nala. Nala is a bigger dog, which means that we put more time to cooking her food because she just consumes so much more. Like Sparrow's a toy poodle, he eats like this much. So for Nala, and then when she was a puppy, like they eat a ton, and then they eat 3 times a day. So a lot of our activities was around eating, planning meals, using meals to train the dogs, making sure that she learns how to stay away from Sparrow because he's a bit more food aggressive, keeping them apart but keeping them at distance so that they learn that they don't go into each other's spaces during food. And then so much time is put into pooping, like peeing, pooping. I mean, within the first few months it was just every hour out of the house, peeing, pooping, checking the color of the diarrhea, the shit, how's it good, what's the texture, color, everything, smell, everything. So the dynamic of the family changed because entire world changes around the stomach and then the poops. These tips are not my tips, these are tips that I learned from other YouTubers. First tip is to make sure that when one is being trained, the other one has a place where it can sit, a comfortable place where it can sit and stay. And then when the first one gets the trick, the second one is rewarded for staying. So actually having a good stay is just so important for so many things. This would be the occasion. So before you get a second dog, make sure the first dog knows all of the basic commands. Because also by the time you get a second dog, if the first dog doesn't know the commands, the second dog is probably going to learn from the first dog. Because for her, she was the younger dog. She looks to Sparrow for guidance on how to do, what to do, where to go. Until today, when Sparrow's sniffing about something, she will go to where Sparrow is. Or if Sparrow grabs a toy and that's the toy that he has, she will go to that toy. That's the toy that she wants. So when she was younger, she looked to Sparrow for guidance. So first thing before getting a second dog is of course that. Then that tip then will come into play. Second tip about training 2 dogs is the dog has to learn that you're going to pair a command with a name. If not, both dogs get confused and both dogs come to you. Then you cannot isolate the training. And because the dogs have different abilities and different levels, you want to be able to match the level of dogs so it doesn't become boring, right? So if both dogs are coming to you and if you cannot isolate it, then you cannot work on the strengths of one dog. This episode, for me, I will never ever just have 1 dog. I need to have at least 2 dogs. And if it was really just my decision, my choice, I would right now have 3 dogs. I think that's the most amazing part of it, is just you really get to understand the contrast of the dog's personalities because you have a couple, and for each thing, one dog is like this, the other dog is like that, And you really get to learn more about your dogs because of that contrast. I think that would be my top reason why you would have more than one dog. But again, it's a lot of work. It's double of everything. Sometimes it's triple of everything. And it is tough. It is definitely tough. But if you love your dog and if you are willing to, make your weekends about them and spend your leisure time with them, training them, feeding them, working with them, it's a beautiful experience to be able to communicate with a different species and be able to understand them and to work with them. You learn a lot about yourself as well. So I hope you like this episode. Please subscribe and like. Thank you so much. Have a good one.